You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's known for its amusing introductory segments. I'm Cody.
I'm the second host, Sam.
I'm the third host, Champagne to Chimpanzee.
Oh, we have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a bunch of news to go over. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out! What are you waiting for? Let's go Gramble.
Let's go a Gramble.
If we ever have a billboard advertising the show, I want it to have Josh's face on it and him saying chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
That's it, yes. Just shrugging.
Yeah.
Holding up two bananas, but like confused. All right, so yeah, let's talk about some things we've been doing this week. One thing I have been doing this week, I went and played the second chapter of Deltarune, the follow-up game to Toby Fox's Undertale. Have you guys done this thing yet?
I haven't finished the first chapter yet.
Well,
I've played most of it.
Okay, so I started the second chapter because I had a save file for it. This game is free, by the way. It's free on PC and on Switch, and it's being released in chapters, and it's like the first chapter was done in 2018, so like it's taking a long time between chapters. And I played a little bit of the second chapter and realized I don't remember what happened from the first part. So I went back to the beginning and played the whole thing again. And it's good.
The writing is really funny.
The writing is really sharp. It's really funny. The story that it adds in chapter 2 introduces some of probably my favorite characters that he has introduced into any part of this game series, either Deltarune or Undertale. The villain, the queen, is fantastic. She is the best. The optional super boss is fantastic. He is leaps and bounds better than this optional super boss in part 1, which I was able to get through both of those. They are incredibly difficult.
I need to play it. It's just one of those things I haven't gotten around to.
Yeah, it's I don't want to spoil it because it's weird saying that this game is 2/7 of the way complete. The game is going to be 7 chapters. And you would think that early enough in the game there wouldn't be spoilers, but there are many spoilers.
I love Toby Fox and everything he's done.
Yeah. It seems like this game is a distillation of all the ideas that he had from Undertale, which itself is an excellent game, but it's like he took all the bits that people seem to really like and kind of
added to it
and kind of downplayed some of the stuff that people didn't care for as much. So you have a game that is similar in tone, but not exactly a carbon copy. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really, really, really well done. And super good.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
It's Now I just have to wait another 2-3 years before the next chapter. Although they're supposed to be coming out a little bit quicker now because Toby has gone from developing only by himself to
with an injured arm,
with an injured arm,
whatever,
to adding Temmie Chang to his team, and now he has a full development team. Like he has a full company. So he's Originally, the plan was to release the first chapter for free, then each subsequent chapter was going to be a pay-for kind of thing. He went ahead and released chapter 2 because the last year and a half has been rough on people. And
that was his exact quote.
It was, yeah. And he said that the next big drop are going to be chapters 3 through 5, and they're going to be paid for. And that's fine. At this point, I'm willing to pay a decent amount for this game, for sure.
I'd pay full price for all of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
He does. And it's not that the game is like cutting edge graphics or anything like that. It's very good 2D sprite work, but it's not.
It's still made in Game Maker.
Yeah. But no, that's what I've really been doing. I did watch one thing. I watched a low budget horror movie.
You can talk about it.
I could talk about it a little bit.
About it.
Okay, all right. Well, I watched a movie called Metal Maniac. It was I bought it off a website called SOV Horror. Stands for Shot on Video Horror. They specialize on movies that were shot on video, low budget, no budget, garbage films. I watched this one in particular because one, it was shot in Kent, Ohio, and two, it happens to feature two members of the Nerd Overload crew.
It does.
Yeah.
Me and Samantha are in the film.
Yeah. You guys filmed it while you were in college up there.
Yeah, so it was like 10 years ago.
It
probably.
was. Oh yeah. Well, they keep saying it was done in 2012. So if that seems about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean the movie, I could see what they were going for, and maybe with just a little bit, a couple $100, I could see it being a really good shot on video film. But like,
it was her first movie.
It was her first movie, and you know what? She did the dang thing, and she got distribution. How many of us can say that?
Yeah.
Right? There are some bits that are rough. It's a little rough behind around the edges. It's actually a lot rough around the edges. But you know what? Doggone it. It was a movie. It was it made it a little over an hour. And you could see, like, my brain while watching it was going, okay, so if they were to do like this, and this, it would have worked. Like if she had the budget for one dummy, just one dummy, that's it. Like, it would have corrected almost all of the issues that I had with the film. Like one, and it didn't even have to be a good dummy. Just like one bad dummy that they could throw around and actually do some stuff to, instead of gingerly tapping someone on the roof of on the window of a car, because you need to have a murder scene, but you don't want to hurt the person or the car, so you're tapping, lightly tapping, and things like that. But
I still haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah, you need to, yeah. You need to watch it.
Even though
I'm
in the film, I haven't had the courage to actually watch it.
Cody, you need to.
Because I did buy a copy since it just came out on.
It just came out.
Website.
It's brand new. Yeah, brand new. So you need to watch it.
The picture he shared to the chat, you guys look like kids. Like
because
you look
we were.
you look like children.
Yeah, you had your long floppy hair going.
Yeah,
yeah.
Our outfits that we purchased from the Goodwill like the day before, because Susanna, the director, was like, wear something you don't care about getting blood on. Because we did get blood on them. Yeah, you and Samantha actually, no joke, no fooling, you guys have some of the best kills in the movie. Nice.
Like, you, Cody, you have the best death, and Samantha has the best horror Scream Queen scream.
I can see that.
Yeah, of the movie, and I'm not blowing smoke. I don't have a this isn't me being with a bias. It's legit. Like
Samantha might have been the person with the most acting experience.
She may have
the film.
She may have. Yeah,
being that she was in like plays and musicals and stuff in high school.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The guy they had to play the main, like, not the metal maniac, but like the other guy, the main guy, he did an okay job. He reminded me a lot of Dante from Clerks.
That's not bad.
There's actually, you're gonna have to watch it, but there's actually quite a bit in common with Clerks in the movie.
And you'll have that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? If you can work up the courage sometime over the next week, try to watch it so we can have a discussion over it, because I do want to see what you think. I do want to talk with someone. And you know what? We could try to get Susanna on the show if you still are friends with her.
I'm sure she would do it.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive she would do it.
Yeah,
so.
we'll work on that, because I would actually really like to talk to her about the process and everything. That would be awesome.
I told her on Facebook the other day that I bought a copy, and then she told me that she was going to send copies to all the cast members.
Nice.
But
nice.
now she's going to send me a poster, which is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, all right. Fantastic. All right, so that's what I've been checking out this week. Those are really the main things.
And also the blood that got all over that playground. I don't believe we cleaned that up after the fact.
Oh, fun.
I'm pretty sure we just left it there.
Okay, because there was a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There was a whole bunch.
I think it did rain the next day, but we didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who put this red corn syrup everywhere?
Oh, and it was everywhere.
It was everywhere. Oh, yes.
The second part where I'm like sliding down the playground slide, that was pickups like a week later,
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah.
They very, very gingerly slid you down that slide. It was hilarious to watch how delicate the metal metal maniac was when it comes to his murders. Like he goes to stab someone with a Guitar Hero guitar. No, wait, a Guitar Wizard's guitar, because you can't say Guitar Hero.
That's a pretty good fake Guitar Hero
It's
name.
good.
Though.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
good. But like it's so ginger and so deliberate. Oh, it's very good. It was very good.
He's not Michael Myers.
No.
Which brings me to, I watched the 2018 Halloween
yes.
sequel.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Oh, cool. Heard it's good.
Yeah, I didn't have any kind of like issue with it. Jamie Lee Curtis was really good coming back to the franchise.
It's kind of crazy to me how Jamie Lee Curtis, she got her start in slashers and horror movies and stuff, like bit parts. And it seemed like there for a while she had moved away from that and was like a big time actress. And now she is to the point in her career that she just kind of does whatever and whatever seems to be horror movies and going to Evo dressed in costumes.
She went to the premiere of the new Halloween movie dressed as was it Marion Crane from Psycho?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Well, yeah.
Because her mom
it's her mom.
That. Yeah.
But yeah. I think that's kind of awesome that she's kind of to the point in her career. She's like, I'll just do whatever.
Yeah,
if it's fun, I'll do it. Why not?
I mean, she's made a career for herself. She doesn't really have to do anything more.
Yeah.
Listen, she's done everything. She was in Trading Places. She's done all those Activia commercials.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah, I can't believe they've never made a scare the poop out of you joke in an Activia
Oh,
commercial.
that would be great. Like a Halloween themed Activia commercial. Yeah, that would be awesome. Michael Myers comes and,
He was appropriately, like, absolutely brutal in this new movie. Like, they don't pull any punches.
Cool.
I've recently watched several of the Friday the 13th movies back to back from starting sometime last Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I've come to the decision that Michael Myers could totally kick Jason's butt all over town.
All over, up and down the street, both ways, up a hill in the snow.
I mean, they're both sort of like immortal monsters, so I mean,
Yeah, but Michael is just so infinitely more brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought Jason was pretty brutal.
Jason will sneak up to you and like put a knife through your bed or whatever, but like Michael Myers will like throw you up against walls and just like beat the crap out of you for 10 minutes before he kills you.
Well, there was that one Jason one where he picked up a camper in a sleeping bag and just
beat them against a
That's
tree.
and just
true.
slammed the entire
Yeah.
sleeping bag against a tree. Just swung it like a sack of potatoes.
Or like smashing somebody with a door. I remember, oh god, I think it was like in the first Rob Zombie Halloween when he like grabs that guy in that gas station bathroom or whatever and like beats him against the stall wall and bends the whole stall. I think or is that the second one?
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about the Rob Zombie.
I like the first one.
Is it good? I haven't actually. I've heard nothing but bad things. But I am also like, I give Rob Zombie a lot of leeway for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like his style.
I'm curious to see what his Munsters turns
Yes.
out
Yeah.
like.
Because I think he would have the right idea, at least.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
It is a maybe.
He would at least get what the show was about, I think.
You think Sherry Moon's gonna play Lily?
I mean, yeah, that
Well,
would
probably.
There's no reason why that wouldn't work. She's I feel like she'd be about the right age now.
Probably.
I was just more making a joke of the fact that he puts his wife in everything.
In everything, sure.
Hey, if Sherry Moon Zombie was your wife, you'd put her in every movie.
We watched a movie called Promising Young Women. And it was a good movie.
I heard that's good.
It is a good movie. It's also really kind of depressing, too. Bo Burnham's in it.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a principal character / love interest.
Principal Burnham.
It's about a woman who is she quit college because her friend was in a bad situation. Then her friend eventually unalived herself, and she's basically taken that real hard and goes on revenge kicks against men who take advantage of women.
Oh, this one, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I have. Okay, yes.
It's like I spit on your grave
A little
kind
bit,
of situation,
yeah.
or a Ms. 45.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to check that out. I mean,
it's a good movie.
Kind of have to be in a certain mood to watch it, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good movie.
It's for when you want to be. You will be like, I want a movie to just mess me up real bad today.
Yeah, but she has like her end plan is like really like intricate, I guess. Like she sets up all these things like way ahead of time. Oh, Doc Ock's in it too.
Oh, Alfred Molina.
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
yeah, he's like a lawyer or something who was connected to her friend's case back in college.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, there's like all these like people. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of like randos she picks up at bars or whatever and pretends to be drunk and then like punishes them for being dirtbags.
Right. Isn't what's his name from the OC in it? Not the main guy from the OC, but the Brody guy.
Jonathan Ossie.
Yeah.
Uh,
He was in the Shazam movie. He was the guy Freddie Freeman turned into.
I never watched.
Oh well.
I never watched.
Okay.
Was he in the New Girl? 'Cause I think Schmidt from New Girl's in it.
Oh, is Schmidt? Okay, that might be who I'm thinking of. Is Schmidt from New Girl?
Yeah, he plays like this one dude's like douchey best
Yes,
friend.
I'm thinking of Schmidt from New Girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in it and he's trash.
Yeah. Well, it's Schmidt from New Girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, like it's a very good movie. Like I said, though, it made me feel a way at the end, and I was kind of just sad. Like it's very good. I enjoyed the movie, and I the message in it's very powerful. Mm-hmm. But also, it gave me the sads.
I'm still stuck on Principal Bo Burnham. Man, the soundtrack to his Netflix special, Inside, it slaps so hard.
Really, it's that
it
good.
Really does.
Yeah.
I listen to it a lot, actually.
I like what was one of my favorite ones for that one. White Woman's Instagram.
Yeah, White Woman's Instagram is good. The Welcome to the Internet song is the perfect Disney villain song for a Disney villain that doesn't exist.
That was a very artsy piece. The Inside.
Yeah, it's a brilliant Netflix special. Watch that instead of Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one.
That's my main message. If you take away anything from this, that's my main message. Watch Inside instead of Dave Chappelle. I guess I could talk Metroid.
Yeah,
let's talk Metroid Fusion, or not Fusion.
I mean,
Dread.
I could talk about Fusion too.
That's a good game,
I was going to
yeah.
talk about Metroid Dread.
Yeah, talk about Metroid Dread.
The new one that came out just like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good, you guys. Like, just immediately as soon as it starts the game itself proper, you're floored by how good the controls are.
Really?
They're just so smooth. Just
Everything I've
buttery
seen,
smooth.
it looks very, very smooth and very fluid. Yeah.
Yeah, like the best controlling Metroid probably ever.
Really? Wow.
It's definitely up there on the list of best Metroids ever. I don't know if it's better than like Zero Mission, but it's definitely pretty close. The graphics are gorgeous. The story so far is very interesting.
Okay.
I mean, it's a Nintendo game story, so it's not going to be...
It's not super deep.
Yeah, but it dangles enough interesting threads about Samus and her past that you're kind of like, what's going on here?
It's something you didn't really get a whole lot of outside of the
bad one.
the bad one about the baby.
Yeah, Other M.
Yeah. Ugh.
Is that the one where they talk about how she was raised by birds?
Well, I mean, that is
She part of the
raised
background.
by bird
the
people.
Chozo.
Yeah. Who don't look super bird-like. There's actually living Chozo characters in this game. They're not all dead.
That's awesome.
And that's not too bad of a spoiler because you
It's
see one
right there at the beginning.
Yeah, right there at the beginning.
Yeah.
You see, what was it, Razorbeak, I think is his name. And he looks cool. He's got all this regalia on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
rad.
He looks very cool. Yeah.
The new power-ups that aren't returning from previous games have all been really interesting. There's like a invisibility cloak, which is something they haven't done before.
You're a wizard, Samus.
Yeah. It's called the Phantom Cloak. There's a cool air dash you can do that just kind of just like zaps you from one place to another.
Oh,
in
that's
the
neat.
air.
That's neat. How is the parry system? Because that's something that they added in Metroid 2, right?
Yeah,
The remake.
in that Return of Samus remake.
Yeah.
It is a lot better in this one.
Oh,
I
it
think
is.
The
Okay.
previous game relied on it way too much.
Mhm.
This game, you do it a lot, but you can get away with not using it as much.
Okay.
And it just feels better in this one for some reason. I don't know.
Mm.
For some reason, it felt like it really broke up the exploration in Samus Returns and made it feel not right.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
however they tweaked it in this one, and I'm not sure exactly what is different, but it feels different and it's not as obnoxious.
Ah, gotcha.
I guess your base attacks do a lot more damage now than they did in Samus Returns, so it feels like either way is viable, even though the parry is more effective.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Well, cool.
The bosses are really good too.
Yeah.
They're actually challenging.
The return of Kraid.
Yeah, Craig comes back and he's chained to the wall for some reason,
Oh, all right.
which makes the fight different.
Yeah.
But they're actually pretty difficult bosses, but not so hard that you'll be stuck at the same one for days.
Mm.
Like, there's ones, like, I don't get past them on the first try, but, 6 or 7 tries and you get the pattern down and you can do it
Oh, nice.
type of thing.
Nice. I heard the game's relatively short, or can be
Probably.
if you're playing it. I saw online the completionist was doing it for his show, and he was expecting that it was going to take him a while to get everything. Apparently, he was getting his runs down to about 2 hours apiece for the game.
That's pretty standard Metroid.
That's true.
though.
That is, yeah.
Like, I think I saw a finish time that was like 7 hours or something.
Okay,
I was
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. If it's a really good 7 hours,
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Yeah.
I mean, it's no beating Breath of the Wild in 15 minutes.
Well, yeah.
I don't. People get too hung up on how long games are.
Yeah.
rather than the substance itself.
Yeah.
Hell, when games are $60 a pop, you want to.
I mean, yeah,
you
that's
do wanna
also
try to
true.
Yeah.
But if it's a really good 7 hours for $60, that seems completely reasonable to me.
Well, that's $10 an hour. A little over $10 an hour. But yeah,
And like movies are
are
way more
about
expensive.
that. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You're only getting 2 hours out of that.
That's a good point. No, I understand. No, I mean, I agree with you. I can see where they're coming from a little bit with.
Yeah.
Wanting
You
to
know.
get as much bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you paid $60 and the game was 2 hours long, then yeah, that's bad.
That's not good, especially if it's a lackluster 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt about the original God of War.
Yeah.
Like I beat it in a sitting, and I was like, huh,
Yeah,
that's it?
That's the worst when you don't even get more than one sitting out of a game.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been going whole hog into I probably could have finished Metroid by now if I'd played it as much as I want to.
Curse those responsibilities.
I know, right?
Yeah, right. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to get into a little bit of news. Nerd Overload is sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes. MB Subculture is the one-stop shop for all your geeky needs, from comics and collectibles to unique custom costumes, masks, makeup, and more. MB Subculture is located at 122 West Rensselaer Street in downtown Bucyrus, 567-806-5364, and online at subcultureoh.com. Hey, we're back from the break, and let's go ahead and get into some of this news.
I'm Duke Nuke them.
Let's issue the world's quickest corrections corner.
Yeah, let's do it.
We have been informed that it is not Principal Bo Burnham in the film Promising Young Woman. It's pediatrician Bo Burnham. So Dr. Burnham.
Dr. Burnham, not Principal Burnham. We're sorry, Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
We know you're listening. We're your favorite show.
Yes, we're sorry we took away your fictional doctorate.
Yes.
Hey, he worked hard at fictional medical school to get that fictional doctorate.
All right, so hey,
He's
let's...
been spending a lot of time inside.
Yeah. That's a good joke. All right, hey, let's go ahead and talk about some of this stuff. Do we want to start with the big news, which is the Animal Crossing Direct that came out this
today.
week? Well, day of recording. Yeah.
Let's work our way there.
Let's work our way there. Okay, let's start with some small stuff. Okay, Spider-Man: No Way Home is officially going to be the last of the Spider-Man movies for a while.
Well, for MCU
Spider-Man
is what they've said.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom Holland said specifically that they shot this like it was the finale.
And that's, you know what? I mean, that's a shame because it's Spider-Man and everybody loves Spider-Man, but it's fine.
It's definitely like a leave while you're on top. Assuming that No Way Home
this is good,
which I am.
Yes.
I mean, the last two have been good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this Spider-Man has always been kind of the weird one, the kind of the odd man out in the MCU stuff because of the shared licensing with Sony, and Sony always trying to do their own thing, which is never quite as good as the MCU stuff. But so I guess I can I could see it. I knew it was a limited kind of thing, but
I mean, after the the verbal brawls they had with the license before,
we should be
consider ourselves lucky that we've gotten this much Spider-Man. Yeah, well, you know what? And hey, maybe No Way Home will set it up so that have a very satisfactory, very good conclusion to it, to where we'll be like, okay, we're good on Spider-Man for a while.
Bye, Peter. It was nice knowing you.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite live-action Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh sure, he absolutely has. And but it's time to again go out on top.
Yeah, that's true. Instead of dragging it out into like a Spider-Man 3 or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Sony Spider-Man, I did recently watch the original Venom.
Oh,
it was good.
It's good, right?
I did really like it.
Yeah, it's good and dumb.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
The only problem is the fight scenes. Like, you have no idea what's going on because it's two black goo things punching each other, and it's like I have no idea which one is which.
Just like slap fighting on top of a rocket.
Yeah, and it's just so much CG.
It almost feels like a throwback to like the original Spider-Man movies.
Yeah,
kind of goofy standalone kind of things, and it's refreshing, right?
Yeah, it did. It had a really fun sense of humor.
It's really good. I've been looking forward to seeing the new one, Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah, I want to see it
with Woody Harrelson and his stupid clown hair.
I thought it was going to be available to stream somewhere, but
it's not.
Nope, they go to the theater because they don't want to make all the money.
I guess. Yeah, but
and like I liked the first one, but I'm not going to the theater for that.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. I might risk it because I really liked the first one. It was just stupid.
Yeah, it was, but it was a good time.
It was good. It was good stupid.
Going to see Shang-Chi in the theater was rough enough.
Oh, really?
With somebody 2 seats over coughing throughout the film. Just I literally put my mask back on while watching it because there was so much coughing, and I started getting pretty uncomfortable about it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, I could see that. Wow. Pokémon Legends. What's going on with Pokémon Legends? That game with the new game.
Well, they've said, well, it looked like it was going to be kind of an open world Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game. Turns out it may actually be more like a Monster Hunter type of Pokemon game.
People have been noticing based on footage that they've released that it's not quite as open world as originally thought.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of bespoke areas you travel to through NPCs and stuff.
Yeah, and
there's like a whole base camp system like in Monster Hunter.
And
stories?
I will be honest, that has turned me off almost completely from this. I am not the target audience for the Monster Hunter games. I know they're good. I've had many people tell me that they're good, but it's just not my cup of tea. And I am not on. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly on board for this one.
I like how it's gone from one completely derivative Pokemon game to a different kind of derivative Pokemon game.
Yep, exactly.
That's also less interesting.
Right? Yeah. Like
I like Monster Hunter. I don't love Monster Hunter, but I enjoy it. But like a Pokemon version doesn't sound terribly appealing.
It doesn't.
I mean, I still like the idea of the Pokemon being able to, kick your stupid human butt.
Yeah.
That's fine.
See,
I'm okay with that.
I would prefer if all the Pokemon were just bad guys and you couldn't capture them.
Well, sure.
And you just fought them with weapons. I think that would be cooler.
Wait. So you want to kill Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Have it take place in maybe even go even further back and have it like cavemen fighting Pokemon. I don't know. Not
Far Cry Primal featuring Pokemon.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I don't know if
Ugga Bugga Pikachu.
I don't know if cavemen is the right term, but I don't know, like Monster Hunter. They're like weird. They're tribal people.
Weird tribal folk.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. No, I guess I could see that.
This is my chief. Wearing a Pokemon or wearing like a Charizard skin cloak.
Yeah, see,
pelt.
that's rad.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
You have like a helmet made out of the top of a Charizard's head and a cape made out of his wings. That's awesome.
You have to pull out a Farfetch'd and cook it to get a buff.
Yeah.
Like a buff to your strength or something.
It's too bad the Pokemon Company will never let you attack a Pokemon with a weapon.
Never. Not in a million years.
Yeah, people could pull guns on Ash.
Yeah.
I want to see a time when people and Pokemon were not bestest of friends.
And this might be the closest thing we're getting to it, but still.
Yeah. I mean, they allude to it all the time in the games.
Like in the Pokedex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like luring children into the desert.
Or the balloon one that just carries children away to God knows where.
Oh, yeah. Well,
to his nest to be feasted upon.
Well, yeah, a lot of the Pokedex entries are like weird stuff.
And
a lot
dark.
of times. Yeah. The Metroid bug. You talked about Metroid Dread.
This is Metroid Dread. Yes,
there's a bug in the game.
There's a game-breaking bug toward the end of the game where if you put a marker on a certain door and enter a room, the game just straight up crashes.
Really?
Kicks you all the way back to the menu screen.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Nintendo has already apologized and said there's a patch coming later this month. But usually don't see that kind of stuff with Nintendo games.
Not typically. That's interesting. Well, maybe it's one of those things where they wanted to try to get the game out by a certain date and it just kind of decided, well, it's almost done. Here you go.
Yeah, then there's also continuing Metroid-related news. Apparently, Mercury Steam, the company, not second party, I don't think, but the third party company that Nintendo hired to make this game, apparently didn't credit a lot of the workers who worked on it.
Oh,
which
really? I hadn't
stinks.
heard that. Oh, that's a bummer. Yikes. Oh, man.
Yeah, apparently some people that didn't work on it for long enough. They didn't feel the need to credit those people, which is a real bummer.
That's a bummer and a half. Yeah.
Something these companies really shouldn't do, because in the game industry, you are like in the movie industry, you are your credits.
Yeah. Yeah. Yikes. Wow. That is a real misstep,
it's something Rockstar got in trouble for doing too,
right?
Because they won't put you in the credits if you leave while working on the game at all,
right?
No matter how much you've worked on it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oof.
It really stinks, and it's not Nintendo that did this. It's Mercury Steam,
but still, yeah. Wow.
Speaking of Rockstar, they have announced a trilogy remaster, sort of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, the first three 3D
the Grand Theft Auto games. Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, of the three, I think Vice City is my favorite, but also Vice City's, set in the 80s in a Miami kind of setting. And
it has the best soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
I have not played any of these. Grand Theft Auto holds almost no interest. We're just talking about games that I just don't care about today. I don't know.
I've definitely lost a lot of interest in the franchise after the 5th one was kind of a big. I didn't like it.
Didn't care for it.
I like 5. I think it's got a more engaging story than past ones have.
Oh, I hate all the characters.
I don't think you're supposed to like any of them.
Well, yeah, you're not. But there's a difference between having a character you don't like and having a character that
you actively
sucks.
hate.
Yeah.
I mean, I actively hate Trevor.
Oh, Trevor's the worst. He's the human.
He's the psychopath.
Yeah, he's the human embodiment of all the weird stuff you can do in Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, gotcha.
And
okay.
it's supposed to be so funny. He's so wacky, and it's just a jerk and is annoying. and Michael's just kind of like this self-important white man that we're supposed to empathize with all his oh, it's so hard being a white male in America.
Oh wow.
All his middle-age angst or whatever. It's
his midlife crisis.
Yeah. It's just this has been done before and better and doesn't really fit the game you're making.
You're not selling me on this game series at all.
I guess Franklin's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't not like Franklin. Now that I think about it, he's fine.
Okay.
I like some of his...
These are just names.
I mean,
but that's okay.
I mean, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor are the 3 playable characters.
Okay.
Well, I guess Chop's kind of playable.
That's the dog.
Oh, well, okay. Fair. You're drawing me back in.
There's the dog.
Can you pet the dog?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
there was an app.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, there was the app you could take care of the dog. I don't know if it
really?
still works, but that was something when it came out.
Yeah, you could train the dog and he would get better in game.
Oh, that's actually kind of neat.
It just felt like a lot of people yelling at each other was the plot of that game. And then there's weird side missions where you make the Facebook man's head explode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's when the aliens attack.
I had a wacky drug trip and there's aliens, I guess.
So it sounds like side missions in Yakuza.
Except the Yakuza ones are more fun and don't take themselves as...
That's true, yeah.
It's like Rockstar wants to have their cake and eat it too. They want to say, oh, we're this prestige HBO show. We're the Sopranos, but also here's some funny jokes about a dog pooping.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to be the Sopranos, but also they kind of tap dance into Saints Row 3 territory.
Gotcha. I see. Well, hey, speaking of Yakuza, apparently the director and producer of the game series have left their company.
Yes, they are no longer at, I forget the name of their studio. It's Ryo Noguta or something
like that, yeah.
They have departed and left the series in the hands of other people. So I hope that's okay.
Well, this kind of leads to the theory that Lost Judgment is going to be the only game in that particular side series.
Which is a shame because it's the only one that still does real-time combat, apparently. Apparently, Yakuza is going into full-time turn-based RPG.
Yep, Like a Dragon did so well that they were going to split it in these 2 ways. But with Last Judgment... Is it Last Judgment or Lost Judgment? I don't remember
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I haven't played either
Judgment.
one of the
I'm just going to say
games.
Judgment. With that particular game, the lead actor, voice actor, and character model for it is no longer allowed to be in the game because of his management company.
Which has some funny name like Johnny Boys or something.
It's of Smile, Good Smile or something like that.
No, Good Smile makes the toy. It makes toys.
Oh, that's right. Good Smile makes toys.
It's seriously like Johnny Boys or something.
Something like that. But yeah, apparently they are not allowed, anyone under their management company, they're not allowed to, anything they do is not allowed to be on PC, whether it be games or photographs or anything like that.
What?
Because it's a bunch of old dinosaurs that run the company, and they feel that if there's a model of this character, of our person's likeness on the computer, it can be stolen and used by someone else, and that's not us, so you're not allowed.
That's Weird.
There are, I guess, like there's a J-pop group that is part of that, and in magazines, whenever they are pictured with other people, they are like cut out and grayed out because they are not allowed to have their pictures in print media, because you could cut that out of the magazine and hang it up in your locker, and that's stealing their likeness, and we don't allow that.
What?
It's just Johnny and Associates. It's not as funny as I thought it was.
Yeah. But am I right about this?
Yes.
This whole thing? Yeah. They're nuts. They're crazy. Allegedly.
That is.
They're a very controlling company.
Yeah.
Which is reportedly like why that band that the guy was in, SMAP, I think is what it's called, broke up.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just recently was allowed to say, "Oh yes, I have a wife and child," not say their name, not show their likeness or go into any detail about any of them. Just the fact that he is allowed to acknowledge
that he
in
has
public
family.
that he has family.
And SMAP was a long time ago too.
Yes,
they were not a new boy band.
Oh,
yeah. But between the director and producer of this game series leaving and this whole thing with the Johnny Company and the main character, yeah, it seems like Yakuza Judgment is going to be going out.
They're still gonna make Yakuza games.
Oh, sure.
They've already set up people to make the new ones, but I think it might lose a little without the director, because it was very much his baby.
It was his thing, sure.
And if you look at him before he made Yakuza and after, he looks like a different man.
Yep.
He really got into the Yakuza look.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, he did.
He also made Super Monkey Ball.
He did.
Oh.
Yeah, which is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was like his last
It might be.
contractual thing to do was the new Monkey Ball that just came out.
Yeah, it might be. So what is this World of Warcraft thing?
So, in a strive to kind of course correct their problematic culture at Blizzard / Blizzard Activision, the development team has begun to remove a lot of what could be perceived as suggestive material from the game, like suggestive paintings on walls. Things like
yeah, I
that.
remember this article now.
I think this is really dumb.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
I think they're doing the wrong. This is not the problem.
They're taking taking the wrong action.
I mean, it was fine. They wanted to remove people's, namesakes, problematic
Yeah.
people from Blizzard and remove their names. Cool, awesome, change it, whatever. Those people, when the stuff comes to light, it's kind of skeezy.
Sure.
That's fine. But yeah, but just taking out some of the, the jokes and various things just from the background of stuff that probably most people probably didn't care about.
Yeah, wouldn't even note it. Like a painting on the wall having too much cleavage on it.
This is like you have a giant wound open on your left knee and you decide to put a Band-Aid on your right elbow to help it.
Yes, exactly.
Like, honestly, and this is like stuff like that's like in the back room of a tavern or something, stuff that people are probably moving around too fast or not even paying attention to.
And so they're going to put all the manpower into this instead of,
taking a sensitivity course.
Yeah, or like paying back all of the, restitutions for all the bad stuff they did. And, maybe teach, sensitivity courses or whatever.
They changed there's like a lot of achievements and stuff that had like an almost bawdy joke in it that they changed the name of. It's like, it's not really the problem.
No, some of the bawdy jokes were kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the only painting that they really should have changed is if in the back room of one of their taverns, if there's a picture of Cosby there.
Yeah.
That I would get rid of. And I'm not going to go into why, because that is actually a whole part of this whole thing.
Or if there was
Look it up, Activision Cosby.
If there was an orc named like Bail Cosby, then change that.
Change that. Because that's a whole thing. Yeah. But yes, they are taking the wrong.
Some of it, I think, actively makes the game blander.
Yeah, I agree.
And when all this stuff really started, and people were blaming like Activision and stuff like that, and I'm like, no. A lot of this was old school Blizzard people that had been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Created kind of a really a really dirty work environment.
Really stinky boys club.
Yeah, I mean,
Stinky boys.
and I'm not even going to defend it saying it was a different time or stuff like that. It's all stuff that it should not have happened, and it breaks my heart because I used to love Blizzard as a company.
Yeah.
I loved their
Yeah.
games, but over the years things have gotten worse and worse and worse, and it's just like it's another company that I really don't want to give money to.
Yeah,
Sure.
I've pretty much completely written them off at this point. I don't
Same here.
like, and I was looking forward to playing Diablo 2 again, but I'm just
yeah.
like, I guess I don't need them in my life. And it's been fine. I haven't.
Again, be glad that the last Smash character wasn't someone from Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that would be a nightmare and a half.
they really
right?
dodged. I'm glad it wasn't McCree.
Yeah, right.
They really dodged a bullet with that one.
Yes, they did.
Man, that's hard because that's like a staple in a main character in a game that holds your name, and they have to change it because you were a dirtbag.
Yep.
I don't think Overwatch hasn't had the staying power I thought it would have.
It-
I mean, people still play it, but nobody talks about it.
They waited too
anymore.
long to put out Overwatch 2. That's what happened with this.
Yeah.
If they would have put out Overwatch 2 maybe a year or two ago, pre-pandemic, right before the pandemic,
Oh, they would have. Yeah, they
That
would
w-
hand
it
over
would've-
fist. They would have made
they
money.
would have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Completely different landscape. But yeah, nowadays, yeah, it's not really a thing.
And it's changed directors like 3 times.
Uh-huh.
God knows what shape it's in.
Yeah.
If it'll ever come.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we only have a little bit of time left. Let's talk about this Animal Crossing thing that we kind of teased at the beginning of the second half. There was a huge Nintendo Direct, about 20 minutes long, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for one game,
yeah.
Animal Crossing is a lot.
Yeah, it has a lot of information in it.
And it's so much information. It's so much granular information that I don't know if we could really go through every
Yeah,
single thing.
We'd be getting real into the weeds about Animal
Especially
Crossing.
because, let's face it, not a whole lot of our listenership is probably playing it currently. But Animal Crossing is a life sim game that came out right. It came out right at the perfect time in 2020. It was a lot of folks their escapist kind of game. When things were bad outside, they stayed inside and played.
It went into
like-
the little nice island world where everyone's happy
And no one is
smiling.
sick.
And yeah, nobody's sick.
Yeah.
You only wear a mask if you want to.
If you want to, not because you have to. Exactly. But the game has gotten a little long in the tooth because there haven't been any major updates to it. And
Not since I want to say the Ocean update.
Yeah, and that was within like a couple of months of the game
Yeah.
coming out. So people were kind of wondering what the state of the game was going to be, especially because the previous game in the series had all these extra features that seemed like they were left completely out in this one. And this Direct basically put everything from the previous game back in.
Yeah, anything that was missing is pretty much now there.
Yeah. We have the coffee shop area, so you can meet your friends and drink digital coffee, probably while you're also drinking real coffee.
With that delicious pigeon milk in it.
Yeah, delicious. They brought back more visitable islands in the game.
And that's fine because, I mean, there was like 9 or 10 different.
Yeah, you would see all of them pretty quick.
Yeah. But, you have that. You have...
I know. I've said on this show I miss the town, like the little town area.
Yeah, and they've kind of brought that back in a way with it's like a campsite,
It's a way
camper
that fits
area.
the theme of the game.
It does, yeah. So we're going to be getting a lot of missing characters back into the game. That's just the free update.
Yeah.
Like
There's also the paid DLC.
there's a full paid DLC as well that adds even more gameplay features and more
You get
stuff
a job
to do.
as a home designer, like the 3DS game they put out, the spin-off game they put out,
Yeah.
and adds a whole bunch of customization features that go back into the main game.
Yeah, the more you do as the mini game side game, the more you can bring back and actually use in your main town. So that's really cool.
I'm excited. I'll go back. I'll play the game.
Yeah, I'm back in.
I never deleted it.
Yeah,
it's still there.
November 5th is when the is November 5th, November 3rd.
It's the 5th.
The 5th. Okay, November 5th is when it comes out. So we have a couple of weeks.
Remember.
Yeah, there we go.
There is the bad part of the news.
Yeah, let's talk about the bad part that goes along with it.
You get this DLC for free if you're a member of the Switch Online extended plan or whatever they're calling
expansion
it.
pack.
Expansion pack.
Yeah.
Which sounds cool at first because you get Nintendo 64 games, you get this DLC free, you get Sega games.
Yeah, we talked about this on a previous show.
It turns out what is the single user $60?
Single user's $50.
The single user's $50 and the family plan is $80.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money per year.
Per year, yeah, not per month.
What is compared to what is it currently? Because I'll be honest, I'm on your family plan, so I don't know what it costs.
It's $20 a year, which is like nothing.
That's wow.
Yeah,
that is like 4 times the cost.
Yeah, so it's gone up 4
gosh.
times, and the value proposition I just don't think is there.
I don't either.
I mean, I love Nintendo
Yikes.
64 games and Sega games and not paying for DLC, but
Ooh, boy.
4 times as much is a lot, especially when the base service already kind of stinks.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to get better.
It's not the best, and I can't see the emulation of Nintendo 64 games being the best on
it's a notoriously difficult system to emulate.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's one of the games coming up is Kirby 64. It's not part of the original the first pack of games, but it's going to be released later on, and that is a game you still cannot emulate on PC because it is coded so weirdly. Like, assets are just missing or invisible.
I know
because
Mario Tennis is a tough one to get running right, and it's on there. So.
Yeah, so I imagine it's not going to be good. I don't know.
I mean, they have access to information about the console that the average
modder,
Joe Hacker doesn't have.
I guess we are getting the version of Sin and Punishment that we're getting is the English translation that was on the Wii U.
That's cool.
DLC like download store or whatever. So they might be taking those versions and porting them over because that might be easier. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the money for all of this.
I mean, for that price, they should be putting GameCube games on there too.
Right? Who knows? Maybe they will someday.
I mean, maybe this does kind of open up like the revenue not that Nintendo really needs revenue. I mean, they're a 100-year-old company that's still going.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
You know what? Here's the thing. As bad as this price plan for this expansion pack online service is, think how bad it is for someone who doesn't play Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Because that is a whole section that they're paying for that they are not using.
Yeah. If they told me that this pass would pay for all DLC to come out for first-party games, that would be better.
And you know, it might down the road. This going forward might be
the way they fit it in there.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because most of the big other DLCs for their games have all been paid. I mean, you got the Zelda ones were paid DLCs.
Oh yeah, they were paid.
I think the ARMS ones was paid DLC.
No, those are free.
No, those are free to pay for ARMS.
Well, no one played ARMS.
Nobody would have bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a shame no one played ARMS.
It's a good game.
It was a legitimately fun game.
I tried really hard to like that game, and I just couldn't get into it.
There's just not enough content there. That was the problem for me.
Yeah.
If there was some kind of story mode, maybe.
That would have been nice. All right, listen, we are actually at time, so we have to wrap things up. Thank you all for tuning in this week. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload Now.
You can send us an email at staff@nerdoverload.com with your favorite ARMS character.
It's Twintel. It's everyone's favorite.
That's true. I kind of like the clown girl. I don't know why.
I liked, what was her...
Well, I liked that her name was Lola Pop. I thought
that's
that was
a good
clever.
name. Yeah,
I liked the ramen girl. I can't remember her name.
Oh.
Yeah, Min Min's cool
Min.
too.
It's Twintel though. I mean, come on.
And you can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. It's 586-372 8020. And if you leave a message, we might play it on the show.
And you can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
One of these times, if we have time to fill, I'm just going to stretch the yell out for like several minutes.
Just do it, yeah.
This show was sponsored in part by MB Subculture Comics and Costumes.